Well, hello friends. Welcome back to Browser Hacking. Today we are going to make a little download UI for the browser, and I have a secret version of serenityos.org here that has a large file that we can test out. So this link goes to a 5 megabyte file, and it's just an empty file basically, or it's full of zeros. And as we can see here, we're actually spiking up the CPU usage pretty aggressively while downloading. That's probably not super great. But that's not what we're here to work on. What I want to do is I want to have an option to actually download this file instead of like open it as an HTML document, right? And I'm thinking the easiest thing to do right now is to offer some kind of context menu if you right-click, and then if you choose to download the thing, then we will spawn some kind of a download thing in the browser, and we'll show some nice UI with some progress and stuff. So that's the idea anyway. And I'm not quite sure what we want to do with like storing the file to disk. I think because we're currently running the browser with no disk access, but I'm thinking we could give it write access to the temp directory, and then you can write to a temp file, but nothing more than that. And then we'll figure out later like how to actually transfer that file to your home directory, or I don't know. Well, we don't have to solve everything at once, right? But this will just be like a little start. So first thing we'll need is a context menu for links. So currently we have onLinkClick, which is a hook that gets fired whenever you mouse down on a link, and it's emitted here by the HTML view mouse down event, and we don't care about left click versus right click, so that's something that we're going to have to care a little bit about here, I think, because I guess we need to check the mouse event here. So if event button is GUI mouse button left, if so, do this stuff. Otherwise, we'll do a context menu request. So onLink context menu request, something like that, and we'll give you the href of the link, and I guess the position on the screen where you clicked. So screen relative rect. We'll take the event position translated by the screen relative rect location of the HTML view. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then this will be the API, the hook for this. So screen position and on link context menu request. Yeah, that works. And then we'll use this in the browser to toss up something. So actually, we should probably do this specifically for the right click, not just else, but like else if event button is GUI mouse button right. Ah, that'll be better. Okay, and here we will say we get the href and we get the screen position. And then what we want to do is we want to show a context menu for this specific href. So I guess we'll have to store a context menu somewhere. So we'll stash one away here. Ref footer GUI menu, link context menu. And I think we'll store the href of the link so that if we have, yeah, just so we know what we're doing, we'll store the href somewhere of the thing that we're currently showing. So store that here, and then link context menu, pop up at screen position. Okay, and then we need to create that menu somewhere. We can do that later, that's probably fine. We can also do it right here. Mlink context menu is GUI menu construct. Link context menu. I don't know. You're not going to see this actually, so we don't need to give it like a title. Okay, and then add action. What are we going to put here? Like open in new tab, maybe? GUI action create. Open in, I guess we can have open as one option. We should probably add a few actions to this guy. So let's see how this will work. So then what this will do is that it will act much the same as a link click, really. So in fact, this should be exactly the same as the link click. So how would we trick it into doing that? Maybe we will, I guess we would want to put this in a helper then. So, or we can also be lazy and just say HTML widget on link click with the href. Then we have the target, which we'll just say nothing, and no modifiers. Modifiers are like Control Alt Shift, stuff like that. We'll just say that you're clicking on the link, and then this actually becomes kind of easy because we can do open in new tab with just changing the target, and then we're just piggybacking on this on link click kind of easily. Okay, and then we should also have a download option. Download. And this will of course behave totally differently. So here we'll just say I will now download mlink context menu href. Okay, so let's see what we can get out of this whole thing that we just made. Okay, and run. It seems pretty straightforward. It's a little bit awkward to have to store the URL like that, but at the same time it's not so bad. And see, now we got these guys, and what happens if I open the bug bounty program in another tab? It just opens in another tab. And what happens if I open the happy birthday page in this tab? It just opens in this tab. That was extremely straightforward. So let's just commit this before we get into any download related stuff actually. So let's see. Lib web plus browser. Add a let's do lib web first. web, add ability to install add hook when context menu is requested by right clicking link. That's pretty good. And then we'll do the browser. Add a simple context menu for hyperlinks. This only has open and open in new tab for now. But yeah, well, it's still pretty cool. Very happy with how easy that was. I feel like I'm saying that so often, but it really is so pleasant to work on the system, because when everything is like structured in like a completely consistent way, or almost completely consistent way, it's so easy to get things done. There's such value in like everything being made together. I feel like I haven't been singing the praises of that enough lately. So then we want to do the download, right? But maybe add a little separator here. So add a separator and bring back the download action. So I guess for download, we might want to ask you, like, where do you want to save this? But for now, we'll just put it into, put it nowhere, because we're just going to do a download, right? Because we just want to make the UI. So I'm going to hack the bookmarks in my browser so they go directly to my alternate homepage there. Or actually, why don't I make this, maybe that's okay. Let's not overthink it. So what do we want to do when you start a download? We want to have some sort of window that comes up, right? I'm thinking, you know, like this IE5, IE6 style window, just one window that represents the download. And because I really like that style. Like I don't particularly like what browsers have done now, where like some of them they put the downloads like in the taskbar area, and some of them put them like in a little button next to the location bar, and then you click on it and it expands and it shows you downloads and whatever. And I really miss that old way of doing things where something was going on your desktop, then it was like a unit of window representing that thing going on. And I think we'll try for something like that here and see if it feels nice. So for this we'll need, I think we'll implement downloads in the browser. I was thinking we could do them in libweb, but it doesn't feel like a good fit. Like if you want downloads, then you as an embedder of libweb, then you have to manage the download yourself for now. So I think we'll have something like a download widget, and maybe we'll just create a window, put a download widget in that window, and let go of the window, and then just let it live out its life. I think that could work. Yeah, so let's see, download widget. Okay. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Fresh is what I wanted. Okay. And let's see, what are we going to put in download widget? This will be a pragma unse, and we'll need libgui widget. Well, we don't have to go too crazy here actually with things. Let's just put it in the browser namespace, and it will be the download widget. it's a GUI widget, and okay, and we'll solve most of this in the constructor. Maybe we'll see what we'll need to put as members, but I think we can do maybe most of this in the constructor. So let's see. Destructor. Clickety clack. All right. So let's get back to this in a moment. First, we'll go and deal with the situation where we actually spawn a download. So for now, I guess we can just do it here. And then later on, we might want to do something like a download manager class or something like that. But for now, I think it's probably fine to just do it here. We don't have to get fancy. But we'll need to include the download widget. Okay, so window is a brand new GUI window construct. And then we'll say, what do we say here? We say, window set main widget download widget. Yeah, so like here, for example, we might want to keep track of these windows somewhere. For now, I think we're just gonna, I don't know where we'll put it. It doesn't really matter. Let's just kick it up. So we'll spawn a widget, and what do we pass to the constructor? We'll tell him the href. And that's really all that he needs. Then he'll take care of the rest. Okay. And maybe we'll set some dimensions. So window, set rect. 300. Should we center it above the tab or something like that, maybe? Would that be obnoxious? I don't know. For now, let's do this. 300 by 200. I'm sure that's great. And I'm just worried, like, will the window go away when it goes out of scope here? I forget how that works. So I guess we'll find out pretty quickly if we just test it out. And I need to show this window. I think nobody's going to keep this window alive, so it'll go away. Because this is not normally how we do things. Like, normally windows are stored somewhere. Oh, I'm forgetting to add the string href explicit. And of course, then we have to update this guy right here. Okay. So, I mean, we don't actually have to go here just for testing, but download. Yeah, so the window didn't go anywhere, so we need to, for now, we can just leak the window, I guess. It's a little bit heavy-handed, but at least then it doesn't go away. And then we'll have to come up with some ownership for these guys. So for now, we can just test with this actually. Okay, so here is our download widget. Great. So we should probably give it a title. Set title, downloading. What do we want to call that? Maybe we'll figure that out in the download widget, actually. Wait, do we know our window at this point? I think we don't. Okay, so that's a little premature. Fine, let's set some title here. Set title, downloading. I don't know, the whole URL. It's not so important to get this perfectly right away. Okay, and then finally we can go and do something with this guy. We'll put a layout in here. So we'll want box layouts and a progress bar for sure. Maybe some labels. So I know on the GitHub issue tracker there was some screenshots from various systems that people were suggesting, like download dialogues from different systems. Here's Nick Vela offering up a couple ones. So this one is fantastic. I think, like, I love this one. This one is a little too 2002, 2003 for me. This thing right here is a little too, I don't even know what, a little too Java or something. Oh, no. This one has some charm, I guess. This, the XP theme is a little bit not what we're going for. But this one, like, it's obvious. This one is the style that we are looking for. Now we're probably not going to do an animation right now, but we can go for the same general layout, right? So this is essentially a vertical layout with some animation up top, some decoration, whatever, and then the name of the file that we're downloading from the host. So I think here we could just put the URL, and then a progress bar, and then like some status about like time left or download speed or whatever. I mean, this one is like the more informative version of this one, I guess. I like this one too. Well, yeah, let's go for something in between these two. So we'll start with a vertical layout. Oops. And then we will add a label. So what's it gonna say? I guess it'll be the URL label. So URL label is, maybe we should call this URL actually. Why are we calling it href? I'm not sure. I got a little carried away calling it href. Okay, now it's the URL. So we add a GUI label that says the URL in it. Simple, pleasant. Maybe we don't even need to call anything from that guy. Yeah, we can just do that. And then we want to have a progress bar. So this one, progress bar. and here we'll say progress bar set min. So I think we can just use the bytes, I guess. So we don't know how big it's going to be yet, so we'll just set it to like 0 to 100. And then the trick is that we got to actually spin up a download, right? So in fact, maybe that's the first thing we should do in here. It's a little bit weird to do it in the constructor, but it doesn't have to be perfect right now. So lib protocol client. I guess we just want to say client. Wait, what do we normally do for this? We have a resource loader, which has a stored protocol client. So we could piggyback on that one. That could work. So we can just expose that, I guess, for convenience right now. So protocol client. Protocol client is an object that talks to the protocol server, and the protocol server is a separate process that knows how to speak HTTP and stuff like that, and HTTPS. So that we don't need to know about it. Oh, wait a minute, there's already this function down here, so let's just make it public. And then we will learn this from libweb resource loader. Web resource loader, the protocol client. Nope, I needed that include I removed. Start download. So here we just give him a URL and we get back a download object. So let's see if, wait, do we even need that? Yes, we do. Okay. Protocol download. Okay, so this is how easy it is to start a download. And then what you do is you set up various callbacks here. So we have on progress, and when we get progress, what we'll do is we'll just go and peek at what that hook looks like. So we have the total size and the downloaded size. So it's an optional size t, total size, and a size t downloaded size. And then I think what we'll do here is we'll just maybe something like this, update progress, total size, downloaded size. And likewise with where did progress, did finish, kind of like that. On finish we'll get all manner of information. So look at all of those tasty things that we learned. And then, of course, we'll just pass it along. So we'll just say success, payload storage, and response headers. Okay, and then we'll add little helpers for these, just so we get this out of the constructor, because it's getting a little bit messy up here. Did progress. Did progress. Progress and progress. It's weird how one of them sounds like a verb and the other like a noun somehow. And then we need this guy for the finisher. So did finish. I'm not doing something right here. Too many parens. Yeah, there we go. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's pretty good. So what do we actually do when we get these callbacks? We will do something cool, like when we get progress, then we'll say, we'll want to store that progress bar that we made. And then I guess we can actually ignore setting anything up about it. And then here we'll say m progress bar GUI progress bar. Set min 0 if total size has value m progress bar. Set max total size value. Because if the server doesn't give us a total size, then we have no way to know the percentage, right? So then the progress bar is useless. In fact, maybe we shouldn't even show it in that case. But assuming that we have a value, then I guess if we don't have a value, we can just say that the progress bar max is 0 as well. I don't know. And then downloaded size is the value. Okay, so that's our progress, and then maybe here we should say like did finish success is success, and then we will just ignore some of these parameters. Certainly don't care about the response headers, my good friend. Also, we could probably give you those sooner. Like you could get those with progress, but it's not so important either. Did we forget ACK optional? Did we? Or no, we didn't forget ACK optional. We forgot shared buffer. And we also need what do you not like? I can't convert optional unsigned int to whatever. So is that here? You can't convert this? What if I move it? What if I .value it? What happens then? Am I in the right place? Where is this? Download widget 27, but that's the include. Okay, these optional bugs sometimes can be a little bit frustrating. So we have an optional unsigned int, and then we have a long unsigned int coming into it. So where are we mixing these? Oh, look at that, on progress. It doesn't have an optional size t, it has an optional u32. Okay, well, I guess we can just use a u32 here too then. I don't know why I thought that was size t. It's actually not. It's an optional u32. Well, it's all good. So then we'll just tweak these appies. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated with C++ and like the difference between like unsigned long, and those things, because Usually like 2 out of 3 have the same number of bits in them, but they're like distinct types from the language perspective. So even though they're identical in terms of bit size, you can't assign between them without pissing off the compiler, and it just leads to these confusing situations sometimes. Especially when you typedef things like U32, U64, and so on, and then you have something that's U32, and then you give it something that's like a size T, which normally works, but sometimes it... anyway, it's just a silly thing. So, what did we want to do here? We wanted to download, and we died. So we died where exactly? In download widget constructor. So why is that? Is it that this thing is failing? Start download? I guess we should assert mdownload here because now we don't actually know where we're failing. And I don't know what else would fail. Okay, so we don't get a download. And it's maybe not so weird because we're passing it this pretty useless URL here. We're gonna have to do better than that. In fact, we should probably take a URL here in the first place. I don't know why we were doing a string. To string, and let's take an URL. Early Merly, okay. And we'll grab ACK_URL here. And then when we construct this guy, let's make sure that we turn this into an URL. So URL is HTML widget document complete URL this string. Okay. So now the URL that we give it will be relative. It will no longer be relative, it will be an absolute URL instead. And now we're messing up calling download widget constructor. Why? Oh, the label thing, of course. So toString. Okay, so now download. Still no good. I will now download this. We should probably fix that up so it explains what it's trying to do. We should set this up a bit better. Downloading URL toString. I will now download full URL. I don't know. I just want to see what's going on here. Okay, so you try. Oh, probably because we're trying to download a file URL and it doesn't like that. All right, let's go here. Look at that. That's really, really nice looking. Like, I love how smooth it is. I mean, I don't mean that the UI is really nice looking, I just mean that this progress bar was really nice looking. I love how it's so smooth. Very, very good. I feel like I'm watching like a 90s movie with a download progress bar in it. It's just too good looking. So maybe we'll slim things down a little bit. So downloading file URLs, that's a bit weird. Let's hack the welcome page so that it does something reasonable. Welcome HTML. Let's just put a link here. config a large file on serenityos.org. Okay. This will be a little easier to work with. So what do we do now? We go and make the UI better. Yes. So we want to make that progress bar way smaller. So size policy is going to be horizontally fill up all the space horizontally, but vertically we'll say fixed, and the preferred size is going to be I don't know, like 12 pixels tall maybe. Okay, and then likewise for the label, so we'll make that pretty small as well, I think. Actually, let's do something very similar here. So URL label, and I don't have an animation to use. I wish we had prepared something, but I guess we can make a placeholder. So we can put something silly up top, like we can put a browser icon on the left and like a folder icon on the right, and that'll be something. So let's see, animation container, let's say. And then the animation container is going to have a horizontal box layout, and then browser icon is going to be a set icon. And we'll just grab the browser icon. And then we'll put some space in between these two guys. So we'll need the layout, actually, animation layout, add spacer, and then we'll add a folder icon. Then I forget what that icon is called. I think it's file type folder or something like that. Yes, it was. Okay, so this will be a little bit cheesy, but it might be nice still. Set size policy. So here, let's just set it to fixed size, 32 by 32, right? It's straightforward. And I think maybe that'll be enough for the animation. So this can be 32 pixels tall, or maybe we'll make it, does it need to be taller? No, maybe that's good enough. And then set size policy, horizontal fill, vertical fix. All right, this is a lot of programmatic UI building right there, but let's take a look at it. Click. Okay. How did I mess this up? I made a horizontal box layout. Why are these guys? Oh shit, wait, I didn't add them to the container. I have to do animation container add when I add these labels. That's why it doesn't look right. And you know what? Let's give these guys a little bit more vertical space. What am I, like 20? 20 for the progress bar, 16 for the label, something like that. Maybe the labels should be left aligned. We'll see. No, that's starting to look a little bit more interesting here. We should make it left aligned though. Yes. Downloading. Okay, so saving and saved. Let's see. What do we want to put? Like how much we've downloaded. That's a good piece of information right there. So let's call that the downloaded label or progress label, maybe. And should we put these guys in a little layout like this? That's kind of neat. So maybe we'll make like a little bit of we would have to, we don't have a grid layout, so this will get a little bit ugly. Maybe we don't do that right now. I was thinking we could put these in like a little grid, but it's so messy to do with the current layout boxes. So we can keep it like this, but let's make this guy left aligned. So text alignment, graphics, text alignment, center left. And the progress bar, and then we'll have a progress label. Whenever we update the progress, we'll have a string builder where we construct a little string for ourselves. String builder. And what does it normally say here? We want to just tell you how much we've downloaded, right? Downloaded. Builder append you. Oh wait, don't we have some human readable size? Oh, this shit is spread out everywhere. I'm gonna commit bad boy sin right now and copy some more. Can we avoid it? Is this available? Ooh, okay. I almost did a bad boy thing and it ended up with a good boy behavior instead. So we are in ACK number format. Forgot that somebody added that the other day. Thank you, whoever did that. So we will just grab ACK number format, and then we can, here we can say builder append human readable size, downloaded size, and let's give ourselves some time elapsed info, so an elapsed timer. Wait, what's elapsed time? Wait, what is elapsed time? Now I'm curious. Okay, well, I don't know where that's, why my IDE is telling me about that, because apparently it doesn't exist. Elapsed timer. So here we will just I guess we'll start that thing right away. So elapsed timer start. We'll just start it even before we've fired off the download. I think that's okay. To like any time before it actually starts downloading, we'll consider that part of the download. So downloaded this much. Builder append in. And then what is it that we get from this guy? I forget. Elapsed timer, elapsed. I think it's milliseconds. So we'll just do that. And sec. Something like this. Maybe with a little space there. And we'll set the progress label, set text builder to string. All right, so how will this look? Very curious. That looks kind of cool. It's a little weird how there's no margin in this UI whatsoever. Like, we should probably fix that. We should layout set margin 4444. It's a classic Swedish joke. 444, nay, 44 lam. If you don't get it, you're not Swedish, don't worry. Wait, I forgot to set the text alignment of the progress label. To text alignment. Center left. Oakley dokley. So the line, it's like centered vertically here, which looks bizarre, but I'm starting to like it. I like the margin, what they did to the interface. Like now it looks a little bit better. Imagine like a file flying from here to here, right? That would be cool. Maybe we can do that as a GIF animation. Once our GIF decoder supports animation, we could make a GIF animation. That might be interesting. Of course, you could do some horrendous programmatic animation too, but it would be nice to get the GIF support to the point where it can do stuff like this. I like how the title here is very, very helpful, right? It says like % of file name. I think we can ape that. So maybe we'll, let's see, URL. What do we have in the URL path? Maybe, can we, because I would like to have only the base name of the file. So base name is going to be file system path from URL path, base name, and then we just need file system path. All right. And then, you know, this is kind of awkward. Like, why should I have to say it that way? Why can't I just ask URL for a base name? Seriously. Maybe we'll put that somewhere down here or whatever. Base name, and then we'll put it in here. String URL base name, file system path. To file system path, my path, base name, and if I'm not a valid URL, then return a null string. All right, and we already had FSP there, so that's good. Then of course we have to do a little bit of rebuild because we touched URL, but I think that'll be worth it because now we don't have to express ourselves in this silly way here. We can just say 0% of URL base name. And then ended progress. No, not here. Where are we? Here. We want to update the window title as well. So we'll do one builder here. And we'll do a new string builder here. I guess the percent, what did it say? Percent of def. Percent of the file name, so base name, and window type set title to string. Well, we should have a window, otherwise we wouldn't be here, I think. The GUI window. Okay, and then we just need to compute the percent, which will be what is that? Oh, hold on. That's kind of interesting. So if we have total size, then we'll do the percentage. Otherwise, we will do the size downloaded, so human readable size. Downloaded size, okay. And the percent is wait, what's the thing that we want to call? Is it round? What's the thing you call when you want to round to an integer? Is it rint? No, I don't know what it's called. The thing you should call. So let's just say percent is round f. Int percent is round f. Of the float. Downloaded size divided by float of the total size dot value times 100. Yeah, something like that. Click. Look at that. Pretty cool. All right. So what do we really want to do to make this better at this point? I guess we could have like a cancel button. We don't really have a way to cancel downloads, I think. Or do we? I forget. Protocol server. IPC. We have stop download. What does it do? I don't even remember what it does. Download stop. So we stop a download, we just remove it from the downloads map. I don't think I've ever tested this API. We should, I mean, if you do that, we should just close the socket and, you know, stop hacking packets and stuff and just let it go. I guess we can set that up. So is there API support in libprotocol? Bool stop. Seems to exist. Okay, fine, let's try it. Does anybody use this? Nobody calls it. We'll be the first. So we'll do the same here to the progress label. Let's just make sure that he's small and tidy. And then we will add a cancel button. Cancel. And I think we'll put this in a button container. GUI widget, and button container is going to have a horizontal box layout, and button container layout. We'll add a spacer first so that the cancel button ends up on the far right. Oh, and we need to actually get button here. So cancel button on clickety click. I think it's just like this. It doesn't provide anything, right? Nope, just a void hook. Very nice. So here we can just say download, stop. And then I guess we'll assert success. And maybe window close? I don't know. I don't know how this will go. We'll try it out. All right, so probably forgot something for this to work correctly, but we'll see. Cancel. So let's cancel right in the middle. Oof. Assertion failed. Success. Well, why did that fail? Return client stop download. All right, so I feel like it's not this problem, but rather that we tell him to stop download and he doesn't do it correctly. But let's take a look over here. What do you do with this? Bool, okay, so this is suspicious, right? Bool success, false. And then we return false. So we always say false. This thing here, it does not communicate anything. So I think here we'll just say success is true. And protocol server will now say success if you stop a download. That seems fair to me. That should allow us to actually stop the download. And I think we can see if the download stops based on the CPU usage, because it spikes pretty high. As long as we're downloading, it's like, you can see it shooting up like that, right? So if we just kill this, it drops the CPU. So it works. It's pretty awesome. Boom. It's too cool. This thing was supposed to go on the right though, so it doesn't look quite the way I wanted it to. Let's fix that up because I want the UI to look a bit, I don't know, like a bit more like this, right? So that checkbox is kind of interesting. Close it when it completes. I think it would be nice to have like a transfer rate and stuff like that, but I'm not going to get into all of this stuff right now. I'm just going to get the basic stuff here. So in order to get the layout we want, we have to actually constrain the dimensions of the cancel button a little bit. So set size policy is going to be GUI size policy. I guess we can do fixed on both horizontal and vertical axes, which will allow us to set a preferred size of 100 by 28. See what that looks like. This sort of thing would be nice if we could edit live in the, like with the system running, if you could like attach to a running app and tweak, oops, I'm messing this up. If you could tweak layout affecting parameters. Wait, did we just completely crash the system? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Let's see, download. Okay, so he's not over on the right, but at least it's pretty good. Button container, oh, because I didn't put the button in the button container. Normally buttons are 20 tall. See, I'm making this button too tall. 20 is plenty. Download. All right, so it's a little too wide, but generally I think it's pretty awesome. And at this point, the button should really become like an OK button. So maybe we'll call this like the, or what should we do? I guess I kind of don't like the idea of a button that changes meaning. So maybe, what do these guys do? They have close. They don't have a cancel button. I guess you just like X the window if you don't want to download the thing, which is fine, I guess. But I don't really like that. I guess we can okay, fine. Let's change the meaning. See how that looks. Dismiss button or cancel or close. How do we do this? No, this is so gross. I don't want to do this. But we'll need to store this somewhere so that we can at least disable the button once it finishes. So let's do that. Ref putter GUI button and cancel button. Close button. So cancel and close. And then let's see. This is so strange, but I don't know. We probably need to think more about these things. So this guy will be disabled. Set enable false, and did finish. We'll set the cancel button, set enable false, and the close button will become enabled. Okay, and then when you close, we just do a window close. That's it. So it's really just like giving you, like forcing you to interact with it in order to close the window. Maybe we should make this window non-resizable. Where do we do that? In here, I guess, set resizable false. Ugh, so bad. We can't have it that way. Where's that button container? We forgot to put the buttons in the button container. What were we even thinking? And the buttons are still too big. But at least we can see. Okay, so see now OK is grayed out. Can't click it. Cancel. It works if I click it. When it finishes, they should switch. Click-clack. Yes. Okay. So that's pretty awesome. Now this window is too tall. And this makes me regret making it non-resizable, but only because I wanted to mess with it. That's okay. We'll say 160 instead, with the buttons shrunk. See how that feels. And there will be like plenty of time to tweak this to our heart's content, but I'm starting to be pretty happy with the general look of it. Maybe we'll just take another 20 pixels off or so. And also 20 is not plenty. Come on, what is that? Let's go with 22. Should probably also save the file somewhere. Right now we're just like sucking it up into RAM. Okay, yeah, this is pretty pleasant. Like, I'm digging it very much. So let's store this somewhere. I guess when we get the finish, then let's see. Yeah, so because of the limitations here in the browser, can we actually write anywhere? We can't even make a temp file. Or can we? Wait. Do we have any write permissions? We have write permissions in home. Oh, well, okay. So we can write to my home directory. You know, that seems a little bit hardcore for the browser to have full write permissions to the home directory. But that's probably something we should revisit. But right now, it's really, really helpful because it means that we can, let's see, what do we call that thing? Standard paths? We can add a download directory. Downloads directory. And let's see, downloads. And let's make sure that we create that here. So downloads. Okay. This is libcore, right? And then we can save it into downloads. So this will be a little bit weird, but let's just save it there from the finish function right now. And then a better approach would be to stream it to a file, right? So we would like stream chunks into the file as we go. Right now, the way it works is we get everything in one go. So we get everything in RAM. Obviously, that's not optimal, but this is the API that we have to work with at the moment. So here we can just go ahead and open a file. File is core file open. I guess we'll make we'll need libcore standard paths, core standard paths, downloads directory, builder append, just like that, and then builder append murl base in the may. And then we try to open it. Builder to string for IO device write only. So if this is an error, then we'll have to complain. GUI message box show. Hold on. Builder to string. Let's make sure we have the path. Cannot open for writing. Path characters. Download failed. GUI message box. Type error. Right. GUI message box. Input type. OK. And my window. Okay, and then we just return. Or maybe we even close the window at this point. I don't know. But if it works, then file, value. Oh, right, it's a file or error. Can even do it this way. File write the whole frickin' payload. File close, I guess. Whatever. Don't even need to do that. The destructor will take care of it. What does this return? Boolean? Yeah, let's just assert that this thing works out. Success is here. Okay, so write success. And if the download fails for some other reason, we should actually fail it up here. So if no success, download failed. For some reason. We don't actually know why. Maybe it would be nice if Protocol Server could provide us more information about what went wrong. Currently we don't know what went wrong. So let's save this file. So now in theory it should end up in the downloads directory here when it finishes, if I did everything right. I don't know if I did. Look at that. It's a 5 megabyte file. Pretty cool. So we had something here where it's saying download to. Maybe that's nice if we show where it's ending up. So let's do that and have one more label. So this is like the downloading from label. This is the destination label. So this is really like the source label if you think about it. Source and destination. Except here we'll put the destination path. And that's something that we will compute much earlier, I think. So path is destination path. We'll compute that up front. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like really early. And destination path. Oh, we didn't need, oh, well, that's okay. Maybe we should say something here. So, I don't know, just something. It's not going to be beautifully aligned, but we can take care of that later. 2. It's gorgeous. It's a little not tall enough anymore. And also I feel like these should be under the progress bar somehow. Destination label, it doesn't look right there. So we'll put him under the progress bar, under this label here as well. And then we'll give ourselves a bit more of that vertical space. Click. Pretty cool. Oof. And now our file is here. That's awesome. Let's try this out. So this thing links to a large buggy. Let's see if we can save. We can only do it. Oh, wait. No, it's linking. So we can download the link this way. And look at that. It works. That's pretty cool. I like it. Very, very good. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to commit some stuff here. So this was just fixing the protocol server to say success true for stopping downloads. Report success after stopping a download. And then here we're adding base name to URL. Base name. And we can get rid of this change. Don't need the welcome change, but I can just not commit that. Let's add a downloads directory. So core, add a default standard downloads directory. Downloads. Yeah, I guess that's okay. And then what else do we have? We have resource loader, so we're just exposing the protocol client to outside callers. I think we'll do that one separately. Expose the protocol client inside resource loader to S and A. This allows others to reuse to reuse existing connection to protocol server instead of creating a separate one. Yeah, that's just sensible. And then it's just our download widget. Browser. Add a basic download feature with a basic GUI download feature. We now allow you to download files by right-clicking a link and choosing download. All files are currently saved to the standard downloads location as per that we get from core standard paths downloads directory. My bad. What do I want to say about this? In the future, we'll probably want to come up with a more restrictive way of doing the write to disk portion of this. We're currently ideally we'll stop having browser able to access. Well, I don't have to get into too much detail here, but we should also improve the protocols server to allow streaming of data instead of writing everything in one big go. But at the moment, I am just pretty happy with this GUI. Cool. So let's take one last look at it. Boom. Man, that's pretty cool. So this will be the end of today's video. If you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for hanging out, and I hope that you saw something interesting here. And if you haven't already, check me out on Patreon, GitHub sponsors, those types of things if you're interested in supporting my work. If you're not, then I'm just happy that you're here so we can all enjoy programming together. It's all good. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.